Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I wanted to make a video about inverter ACs. So I see a lot of misconception with people that buy inverters AC, it saves a lot of power. But when you get into the reality, the way inverters ACs are, the way they work, the way they operate is totally different when you're trying to compare them with a conventional AC. So if you see right here I have my LG dual inverter AC. So it has a 3-star rating. So when you take consideration the power consumed by it, it is definitely higher than a 5-star conventional AC. So if we check at the power ratings here, see it's almost 1830 watts. Okay, the cooling capacity is 5000 watts. So these numbers are the highest capacity that the air conditioning can function. So then what is the difference? So what difference does this make? Why do people say they save energy, save every day? So let's get into some facts. So one thing is, in the conventional AC, when you request for temperature 18, the compressor keeps to starts functioning at full speed. Maybe if the highest limit is 14 degrees that it can maintain, it functions at full speed, and whenever it reaches 18 degrees it cuts off. Okay, then it has to start all over again when the temperature keeps start increasing and the thermostat kicks in. So it starts all over again. What happens is during on and off transitions, so if the air conditioning is rated at 1500 watts, maybe it starts consuming 1500 watts fully. That's almost 1.5 units an hour. So what difference these inverter ACs have made is, I'll show you a live example. So what here I have is it's a power monitor, so it can show you the live reading of what's consumed by the appliance. Let's switch this on. Yeah, so it's switched on. So it's see on a standby, so you can see what power the air conditioner is consuming here. So it's almost at 7.8 watts. Okay, so now this is the air conditioner remote. So let's switch this thing on. So we have set the temperature at 26 and the room temperature is at 30 degrees as of now. Let's reduce the fan speed so you can guys hear what I'm saying. So you can see here the consumption is slowly rising. I can hear the compressor kicking in. So when you factor in the 1200 watts, so it's not a very low amount of power. So it's a very huge amount of power. It's almost like 1.2 units every hour. So when you take a conventional ACs, which is a 5-star, maybe it is rated at some 1100 watts, 1095 watts, with the same cooling capacity, of course. So that is how they calculate that the star rating. It depends upon how much power it is consumed and how much cooling is giving out. So based on that, they will give you this star rating. So the fun fact is, so now it's at 1200 watts and the room temperature is still at 30 degrees. So let's wait for 5 minutes and see. Once the temperature falls down to 27 or maybe 28, 27, 26, that range, then we'll see how much the power consumption is here. So now if you can see the power consumption, it is almost 10 minutes from the initial switching on time. Now it has fallen down to 800 watts. So the rated power here is almost 1800 and it is consuming only 800. So that is less than 50% of the power. The reason being is the AC has functioned for quite some time and now we can see the room temperature, it has reached 28 degrees. So the inverter's AC starts slowing down. Now if you can see, the consumption has dropped down to 361 watts. So out of 1800 watts, that's just like 1/6 of what the AC is originally entitled to consume. So the primary reason behind this is, the main factor is the temperature you choose and the outdoor temperature. So suppose if I factor in the same temperature in the afternoon, so this is a west side window, I have the sun directly facing onto the AC outdoor unit, so the consumption will be very high. It's somewhere at 700 watts, 600 watts. But at night times, if the outside temperature is really cold, this will fall down to maybe 220 watts, just like your ceiling fan. And if it is a little warm outside, which is right now, which it is, it will go up to somewhere 350 to 500 watts. That's like a unit every 2.5 to 3 hours. So out of a night's sleep, you will just consume maybe 2 or 3 units. So out of my last month's consumption, so I just got an electricity bill which was an extra amount for just 400 rupees. So I used a conventional unit before, which was also in LG, a 3-star LG. So I used to get somewhere 900, 950 bucks extra than my original power consumption, especially in summers. But whereas when I chose inverter, that has dropped down to 450 units. So, I mean 450 rupees. So one thing you need to remember is, so what kind of temperature you are interested to choose. So if some guys like their rooms very chilly, just like they want to feel it like winter. So if you are thinking to go for that, and you think inverter will save power, at that case, that is not going to happen, because inverter at full power will consume electricity as per its star rating. But when you choose some moderate temperatures, somewhere between 22 to 30 degrees maybe, then you can see the compressor really slows down to 1/6 of what its speed is. And if it is hot outside, it is going to consume more power, because the refrigerant expands due to heat from the room, takes it to the compressor compresses it again, makes it colder. So when it is really hot outside, the compressor has to do some extra work doing this complete cycle. So that is it, guys. So that is what the inverter technology is. So you can see the room temperature is slowly climbing up, and it slowly starts increasing the consumption. It doesn't go straight away to 1800 and 0, 1800 and 0. So it slowly goes up and slowly goes down. So one thing you can be confident about it is, if you are buying an inverter, if you are choosing a moderate temperature, you will definitely save a lot of money. So when you compare it with a conventional AC, it saves power there. When you are choosing for very higher temperatures, very low temperatures, maybe you go to 16 and 18, no, you are not going to save any power. In fact, this will consume full lot of power. I can show you right now. So we'll go to somewhere 18 degrees, and as you can see now, I have set the temperature at 18 degrees now. So let me focus in, and you can see the consumption. It is at 1524 watts, and it is slowly climbing up. So by mid of the night, it will reach 1600 watts. And if you are planning to use an inverter AC at 18 degrees for all night, 30 days, you will burn your pocket. It will consume somewhere between 480 units by the end of the month. So that's it, guys. So this is and even using 18 degrees is not safe for your inverters also, because if it's a copper condenser, it is fine, but this one, you can see it has an aluminium condenser, and the life of that such condenser will fall down very easily. It has a aluminium heat exchanger inside. So that's it, guys. So that's it, some basic knowledge about inverter ACs and how do they function, how do they behave. So I hope this video will help you. Thank you. Have a great day.